Good morning, everybody, and welcome on in to the Sunday morning stream where I'm noticing some weird haze on my camera there. Hold on a second. Fix that real quick. There we go. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic start to your Sunday. I think I said Saturday. And ready to get into some Silent Hill 2 speedruns. We haven't done Silent Hill 2 speedruns in a long time. It's been a bit, and we're way overdue. So I figured I'd fire up the live split and get ready to go with James's wobbly legs. So we're going to be getting into that today. We'll see what kind of times we get. We haven't done this in a while, so I'm really curious what we're going to land with today. I'm just fixing a light really quick. You guys see me looking all over the place here. Give me 1 second. There we go there. And, whoa. There. Lighting's fixed, I think. Looks better. Anyway, welcome on in, everybody. So much to talk about that's happened over just the past week of, well, Silent Hill news. So, a lot of people, I'm sure everybody, we're actually going to watch it here in just a second. You know, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I go any further, welcome on in, everybody. Major Bashir, welcome on in. Fonz Game, welcome on in. Ratmus, how you doing today? Welcome on in. Mr. Fiendish, welcome on in. Neo, how you doing? Welcome on in. I hope everybody is doing fantastic and having a really good day today so far. But we got some stuff to talk about. So there was a trailer. We briefly touched on this last Sunday. We didn't watch it last Sunday because I figured, you know, what was the point? Everybody had already seen it. It had come out definitely well before last week because of the stream hiatus. We didn't see it when it came out, so I just kind of glossed over it, talked about it briefly, and moved on. But it's come up in news several times now that the CEO of Bloober is very disappointed in this trailer. And this leaves a lot of questions to wonder what the hell is actually going on with this trailer and why is he so upset? As I try to struggle with this light here real quick. That's weird. But we got to watch this. So let's go ahead, flip on over and watch this trailer together, and then try to figure out exactly what's going on here. So let me switch on over. Oh, I swear to God. Last week was good. You know, we didn't have a single video issue last week. We did that Silent Hill short message game without a single hitch. But it is a new day, and with a new day, new problems from Elgato. You know, with their new capture card, the whatever they came out with recently, it does make me wonder if it would operate any better, but they just don't do well at all. I'm not a fan of the Elgato capture cards anymore. It was just completely green. I really need to check out, you know what capture card I should get? And I really need to look into getting is that new AverMedia card. AverMedia has a new capture card, an HDMI 2.1 card out that actually looks like it's better than Elgato's current offering by quite a bit. You know, AverMedia was the first one on the market with an HDMI 2.1 capture card, and then Elgato was like, holy shit, we got to release one. We can't be the only company that doesn't have one. And they released it, but it feels rushed. Like AverMedia actually went in and created new hardware and stuff for their capture card, as where Elgato repurposed a lot of the shit on their capture card. And it doesn't necessarily look too enticing. Plus, with all the issues we have, I've lost pretty much all faith in Elgato as it is. Yeah, just not good. Definitely liking AverMedia stuff for capture a lot better these days from what I've seen than a lot of the Elgato stuff. But let's check this out. Let's check out this trailer. You know what I should have done? Hold on. Hold on a second. And pause the music. There, now it's paused. All right, here we go. Trailer time. I don't think you guys are hearing this trailer. Hold on. Something's up. You guys are definitely not hearing this trailer. When something doesn't work right, nothing works right. That's definitely not it. Test. Okay, you guys can still hear me. Is this gonna... No, it's not. What the hell? I tested all this shit before stream. Now nothing wants to work. Yeah, that's... I can't hear anything from that. Why is this a thing? There we go. Fixed it. Mixer problems. Anyway, let's start this over. Okay. So we've seen it. I've re-seen it. I'm sure all of you have seen this by now. I'm going to have it replay in the background while we talk about it a little bit here. Now, as mentioned, the CEO of Bloober has been very public about how he hates this trailer. He's not happy with it. And he's come out to say things along the lines of, this is from a very early version of the game. This doesn't represent what we've done. You know, he's kind of pissed off that supposedly this early...
Dead wife hype.
Wow. that is some hype, to be sure. I guess. Hype points anyway.
Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
Kittens coming on in with the raid. Welcome on in, Kittens, and everybody coming on over from Kittens channel. Hope you all are having an amazing day today. Welcome on in. How you doing? How was your day today? What were you streaming? Welcome on in. Yellomus, welcome on in as well. J-Rock the God, welcome on in. How you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. And Ratmus, before I forget, thank you so much for the... Wow, that was way overmodulated. But thank you so much for the bits. I appreciate that. And thank you for that raid. Can we get a shout out in chat for Kittens? Here, give me a second here. I'll get this filtered out. There we go. There we go. Doing some Parasite Eve 2. You're very hungry and thirsty. You're going to grab a snack and get comfy. Hey, get all the snacks. And thank you again for that raid. I hope you have a really good day. Enjoy all the foods. We were just talking about the Silent Hill 2 trailer that came out. You know, this trailer, it's, as mentioned, it's not super new. This thing came out Let's see what the date on this is here. Whoa. This came out 2 weeks ago. I think it's a little over 2 weeks ago at this point. And the CEO of Bloober over this past week has been very vocal on how he is not happy with the look of this game. He claims that this is from a very early build of the game and is not representative of what they've actually done with the game. He's kind of slammed it on many aspects, or many platforms, I should say. And it's kind of interesting. Like, looking at it here, there's a lot of stuff about this that I see that I like. And then there's a handful of things about this that I don't necessarily like. And if we scroll back to the beginning here, like, some of this stuff looks great. Like, looking at this chair scene for the room looks pretty solid. Nothing to really complain about here. Looks okay. We got flashes of stuff here. I'll try to pause it. Okay, we can see a sheet over guy's head. Looks all right. Nothing to complain about there. We saw some bugs. Looks fine. We see him dropping the juice. The infamous juice down the chute. Those juice cans look huge. Like, that looks like a can of, like, or a pack of tall boy juices, you know, 24 ounces or something. That pack is huge. But dropping it down the chute looks fine. The safe there for that room looks fine. I didn't even catch what that was. Dude dead in the refrigerator looks fine. Like, again, not a lot of stuff to complain about so far. The clock, that infamous fucking clock right there, looks fine. Although it's funny because you can see that they've done something new in the game. Before, you just had to find the key to open the clock to set it. There's now no hands on this clock. So are they adding another element to this puzzle to where maybe we're not looking for the key, maybe we're looking for the hands for the clock? Be an interesting change. Or maybe now we're looking for both, a key and hands for the clock. But you can clearly see that they're missing, which is kind of interesting. So again, so far nothing too bad until we see this. I don't like the way James walks here. It looks very static to me. Like, the camera movement doesn't look fluid. It looks essentially like every single other game Bloober's done when he's walking around. Just very much like walking, no real feeling to the walk. It looks very unnatural, is I think the word I'm looking for. Kind of like every other game that Bloober's done. Now, maybe they've adjusted the walk. Maybe it's better now. It's not a huge deal, but I think when we're walking in like 80%, 90% of this game, they could hopefully put a little bit more effort into how that looks. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm being overly critical, but I don't necessarily feel that too much. If we go over here, this is, to me, looks like the infamous coin puzzle. Yeah, you can see the reading on the top here to what it always is. Looks fine. We got hands here. That looks, unless I'm not remembering it right, that looks like that's a new puzzle, something with hands. I don't remember that being in Silent Hill 2 anywhere, so I'm guessing this is part of the new stuff they've added. They said that they have added a lot of content. So we can see that. This is where he traverses between apartment buildings. Looks fine there, okay. Can see an enemy. Enemy looks, honestly, the enemy design in this doesn't look bad. This is our first glimpse at an enemy, and it looks pretty much what I think we would expect this particular enemy to look like, being higher resolution with higher textures and all that. You know, one thing I will say about it, though, is while the enemy design itself looks fine, this texturing looks very flat. Very, very flat. It just looks like it's all part of it. It doesn't look like there's actually bandage wrapped around. It's just so incredibly flat textured on it that none of it looks separate. I'm hoping this is part of the thing that they're like, oh, this is early, because, you know, that's kind of weird. Also, I just noticed this. There's a clock here. Look what time the clock is set to. 9:10. That's the solution to the grandfather clock. I'm guessing this is the hint clock in the game to give you the solution to the time on that grandfather clock, which is kind of horrible if that's a thing. And maybe this is just an easy mode. I'm hoping they're going to include the modes in Silent Hill 2 where they have different riddle levels for the game to make it easy or really hard. And I'm hoping this is on easy. Either that or I'm hoping this is just paying homage to the original clock time. Because if it's just going to give you the time, then are we even reading the puzzle on the clock and trying to figure it out? Or are we just trying to find whatever room this is and be like, oh, look, there's a clock with a time. I wonder if that's the time. I really hope that's not what it is. This better either be easy mode or the time on the clock in this game is different and this is just kind of paying homage to that time. I really hope so. Because that'd be a little bit of a bummer. So we can see him swinging at the enemy. Can see some blood come off here. Looks okay. It's hard to tell. Doesn't necessarily look any different than it did before he hit it though, right? He hits it. No impact there, no sign, no blood on the texturing there to indicate that he hit it there. Hit it again. Again, nothing. This enemy looks like we're going to have some quick time events. It's fine. As long as the quick time events are only when you get grabbed, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I know everybody hates quick time events, but if they're going to do it to it's only happening when you get grabbed, it's fine, right? Like, not a big deal. I can see him throwing up on James. James now got throw up on his face and his hand. That looks pretty cool. Lighting there looks really good. Looks like they're going to incorporate ray trace lighting. Knowing Bloober, they'll probably include the currently most advanced ray tracing in this game because they've really been going all in on ray tracing. If you've ever played the medium on PC, I don't care if you got a 4090, that game is going to tax the ever-loving shit out of your GPU if you put it on max settings. I'm hoping it does the same on here because it's not like it's poorly optimized and that's why it's taxing it. It's because they're using some really advanced ray tracing techniques. Like in the medium, they had... I forget the proper name for it, but it was something along the lines of subsurface ray tracing. So instead of having like a pane of glass or having water, only do ray tracing on what it would look like on the surface of the glass or on the surface of the water. It's actually calculating the depth and the thickness of the glass and the thickness of the water, whether it be a droplet or a volume of water. And it's giving you proper ray tracing through that. And that is way more taxing than just surface rendered ray tracing. And if you've played the medium, you'll see, even on like when we played it on my 3090, it was generating in some areas 15 frames per second, playing the game at 1080p. So it's kind of crazy how advanced that ray tracing was. So we'll have to see what this game does. But that looks pretty good with that lighting. Look at this bathtub filled with blood. I don't know if I remember this in the original Silent Hill 2. A bathtub filled with blood. Maybe it's there more as like a, oh yeah, bathtub full of blood. This looks more thought out. I like the design on it. It looks cool. Did a good job here. Reap what you sow. Random text on walls. It's definitely alluding to something that we all know the answer to at this point, right? All right, shooting an enemy, shooting this enemy with the flat textures. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to catch this. This is something I wanted to point out. I'm going to put it down to a quarter speed. Now watch. He fires the gun. Oops. Okay, that's a bad example. Let me see if I can find a better example as we continue on here. Going between the buildings, you can see him turning stuff. Looks good, looks good. He found a knife. Found the gun in the shopping cart. Bullet casings on the floor. Pretty much what it would look like in the original game, just looks better. Okay, this might be a good example right here to what I'm trying to show you guys. So, now look, he fires the gun. It hits the enemy. What is that? Did you see that? Like, what is that? Like, is that just a weird pixel? Is that supposed to be their mouth? It looks weird to me, but that's not what I was trying to point out. You see that? It's just like a weird block texture right there. It's very odd looking. Anyway, it's not what I was trying to show. All right, so Nurse gets hit, but you can see that there's like a bunch of particle effects going on here. Liquid shooting out from getting hit. They're choosing green blood for whatever reason. Maybe this game is giving you the option to choose multiple blood colors. And at the moment here, we're choosing green as hopefully a selection, because green blood, when it should be red, is a weird choice. But that's not what I'm even pointing out. He shot the nurse. We saw all these particle effects to make it look like damage has occurred, which did look nice. I'll definitely give them that. But then if you look, there's no indication on the enemy that they got shot. There's no pooling of blood on the skin or a gunshot mark or anything. It's just like it's doing all these effects, but not actually leaving any sort of impression on the enemy itself. Yeah, it does kind of look like puke. But maybe it is. See there, another gunshot on that. Puke coming up over there. Looking stuff. You can see another enemy here. The enemy design looks okay ish. Again, textures kind of look a little flat, but it's not necessarily horrible. I don't know what's going on with this head design. Looks a little weird. Now watch. Shotgun blast. A lot of particle effects going on here. Look at the overall impact looks great. Was that there before? This is what I want to know. Okay, so that time it did leave some stuff. It just seems inconsistent. Like you can see these marks here. It's now put some pooling of blood over here, dirtied up the clothing a bit to give the impression that they got shot. I feel like the impact versus what was shown is very different. I'm not necessarily saying they got to do like Resident Evil style impact, right? Like in Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, all the remakes that have come out, you shoot an enemy like that with a shotgun, they're going to be missing a chunk, or their head might explode, or their arm might fall off. Here, there's just more of like a dirtying on this particular nurse, rather than any sort of necessary looking damage. They're kind of going a little old school with how they do the impact there. It's fine. Don't want to be too critical on it. I just wish they would have gone a little bit further. Silent Hill was never, at least Silent Hill 2, was never so much about the gore as it was the story being told. So I don't want them to, feel like they got to completely rewrite the book on them and be like, oh, it's got to be the goriest game ever. But I would almost want some extra level of gore just so you can see some added impact to James's psyche. Like, I want him to shoot these enemies, but it to fuck with him because he's having to shoot living things, right? Like through this whole game, he's shooting living things. I want it to have like an impact where he's looking at it like, oh, damn, I just blew a piece of this thing away. And it actually caused some meaningful impact to him. This, I don't I don't know if it would have that same reaction, especially with the other one where you couldn't even see the damage. Looks like they just kind of like took damage and fell, but that was it. Let's go back to full speed. Again, I could be just being overly critical on it, but I'm going to be overly... Oh, look at that. Did you see that? There was no damage. What the hell? The other nurse had at least some visible bloodying. This one had none. Okay, look at that. Rifle. Can see the shot coming out. Looks good, looks good. Hit, we got some scattering here, particle scattering going on. Looks good. Nothing. Let me rewind that just to make sure I'm not losing it. Okay, looks like she's getting shot about here. Particle effects. Comes back up. I don't know. There might have been something there, maybe. No, because it was... No, that's a different nurse. I went too far. I wish I could just scroll tiny bits. No, that's the nameplate, and it was there before. So there was nothing. No visible damage on this one from the gunshot. That's just kind of what I mean. It looks very inconsistent. Level design doesn't look bad, honestly. This looks like the room where you have the first Pyramid Head fight. You can see the ladder going down. He'd come out of like the corner over there. Kind of like how that looks. Again, hitting the nurses. No visible damage. Some stuff, little bloodying, no visible damage. It's just kind of inconsistent. But, you know, I don't know specifically what the CEO was talking about that he didn't like. Again, I pointed out my things. I think some of the texturing looks a little flat. I think his walking looks a little underwhelming and doesn't really draw you into like you're walking through it. It's very much like old school camera style walking. But I mean, the design of the town looks pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing with that. I think the enemy design generally looks pretty good. I wish it didn't look so flat on the texturing, but I think it looks pretty decent. I think this fog is kind of shit, if I'm going to be honest. Like, that doesn't look like a town full of fog. That looks like there was a fog machine in the corner blowing some low-laying fog around here, and then some of it kind of went up here after dissipating a bit. Doesn't look like the fog I would expect from Silent Hill 2. You know, looks a little off. Ultimately, I don't know. It looks like it might be okay from what we can see from this trailer, which we can't see much. If this is in fact an early build of the game to the point that the CEO is pissed that this was used, one, that makes me hopeful that we're going to see something even better from the game. Two, it makes me really wonder why they used that version of the game for a trailer to showcase the game. I feel like they probably handed off maybe this early version of the game to the media team to make the trailer. And it took them a really long time to make the trailer. And this is what we got. Who knows how long that is or how different it looks now, but it definitely makes you wonder. It's also going to be kind of weird if the game comes out looking like this, and then we're like, what the hell was the CEO talking about? It looks the same as this trailer. On one last note, I know this trailer got a lot of flack for showing so much combat, and Bloober taking the brunt. And yeah, I poked fun at them too, being like, yeah, this trailer was just Bloober showing, hey, we can do combat. But it's actually a little bit more than that. One of the original Silent Hill 2 trailers was pretty much like this back in the day, showing off the combat. So this is not only Bloober kind of showing us, hey, we can do combat, we can do firearms and guns, and while it may not be completely perfect, they can do it, and maybe it'll be good enough for the game. But it is also paying homage to the original Silent Hill 2 trailer, where they did show off a lot of combat, even if the game itself didn't have a lot of combat. Mr. Streams usually don't go to bed at 2 or 3 a.m. Woke up at like 9 or 10 this morning. Is an anomaly. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a good day today. Frost also welcome on in. Well, what you sort of like about the remake is the original game is so good and so relevant even today. If it's not good, we can just ignore it. Hopefully it's moddable if all else fails. You know, that's funny that you say that too, because like if this game falls short anywhere, you can almost guarantee that the fan base is going to rip the game wide open and just mod and change the ever-loving hell about it. Anything's moddable, right? Anything can be changed if you want to put the effort into it, whether it's deemed okay by the developer or not. People will do it. I mean, look what they've done to Grand Theft Auto 5 in many instances, right? Like, that game has been turned on its head. You don't have much hype because you haven't gotten enough picture of what the game will be like. Yeah, right. We have no idea. We have no idea what this game is going to be like. We've seen bits and pieces of it. We've seen, this image, which, looks decent enough. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on here, right? Like, why is there so many, looks like intestinal things inside this, which looks weird on its own. I don't know what the hell that's about. Stuff like the clock looks pretty good, I guess. Oh, he's opened the clock. I didn't even realize that. No hands on it, though. The time on the clock. A lot of this stuff looks okay. Enemy texturing looks very flat. This definitely looks less flat. Can see at least some stuff here that looks like it's actually wearing clothes rather than clothes being painted on it in this particular enemy design. I'm not sure, again, what's going on with all the head. Looks like they got masking tape face almost, but it looks all right. If this is what the game looked like when it finally came out, it would be okay. I think we'd all accept it as like, yeah, they did an all right job. I'm hoping, though, things look a little bit more polished when it finally comes out. Coming from someone who's been very harsh on everything Bloober, honestly, though, they've nailed the overall look of Silent Hill 2. At least it's promising. Yeah. I like Bloober for the most part. I thought Layers of Fear, the original Layers of Fear, was good. I haven't played the new remake they did. But the original Layers of Fear was good. Layers of Fear 2, though, was horrible. Observer was really interesting. Blair Witch was actually really good up until the very end last section of the game when it turned to crap. But before that, it was good. The Medium, I actually enjoyed the Medium a lot. But Bloober, like, this is so ambitious for Bloober to take on this game. They've never done combat before. They've never done a game with multiple endings. I mean, you could say the Medium has multiple endings, but you choose that different ending within the last minute of the game, so that really doesn't count. They've never done anything to the caliber that's expected of Silent Hill 2. And the fact that they wanted to take this on is going to be really interesting for what it turns out on. Like, if they do a shit job and this game ends up being crap, then Bloober is going to have a lot of shit to deal with for maybe ever for ruining this game. I don't know if I could go as far as to say it would ruin Bloober, but it would definitely fuck them up if they fucked this game up. If they do an okay job to where it's passable, then it'll be like, yeah, okay, Bloober did all right, and they'll just stay the same. But if they really do a good job on this game, if we go into this game whenever the hell this thing comes out and we're like, this was really well done, we enjoyed it, we enjoyed the extra stuff they added, it felt good to the original, and was just a great experience, it's going to catapult Bloober to AAA status. It's going to make them a very well-respected company. And they got a lot riding on the line. And I think the CEO knows that. And I think that's why the CEO was so harsh on this trailer when they saw it. Just being like, holy crap, there's a lot of things here I don't like. A lot of things that hopefully, as he said, were fixed in later builds of this game. I think he really knows what's on the line with this title, with this company. And I like that he knows that. And I like that he's not happy with things. And I like that we saw this, and many of us were like, it's all right. It's not bad, but I'm kind of liking what they have here. And I like that the CEO was like, this is shit. I'm pissed off, and we can do better than what's shown here. I like that from a company. I want them to be self-critical, especially for a game of this caliber. Let's just hope it goes somewhere and ends up resulting in something very promising. You know, another thing, too, I hope that if they need to, they're allowed to delay the game. And I do mean allowed, because Konami might really strong-arm them into releasing this game sooner than it should be. And I'm hoping Bloober can tell them, no, we need more time, if they need more time. I know a lot of companies are hesitant on delaying a game. I mean, granted, they need to get that return on investment, and they're not going to get that until the game comes out. But I really hope they take their time with it. It's too important of a title to gaming, being pretty much the most... trying to think of the right word. It's probably the biggest horror title ever released, is Silent Hill 2. Everybody's got their favorites. Some people might be, oh no, it's Resident Evil, or it's this, or it's that. I think Silent Hill 2 is by far the most meaningful horror game ever created. Period. Full stop. And I just hope they're able to do it some levels of justice. The camera work on the medium is some of the best you've ever seen in the medium, despite your not too kind opinion of the game. I thought the game, the medium, was pretty well done. I really enjoyed that game. You know, talking about the medium, though, the reason we've never replayed the medium is because Bloober is notorious for making unreplayable games, which is another thing that I hope they understand and fix with their Silent Hill 2 game, because all of Bloober's games are pretty much haunted houses on rails, right? You see something scary, you move on. You see something else scary, you move on. You turn around, oh, something has changed. You turn around again, something has changed, and then you move on. It's not like I'm necessarily knocking that, because, you know, the Layers of Fear, the original, I loved. The medium, I loved. A good portion of the Blair Witch Project, I loved. They've done a good job on a lot of things, but it's all written to where if you play it through again, there will be no difference in the outcome. There will be no different play. Nothing is going to happen different than the first time you played it. There will be no variation. It's always going to be the same thing. And all of their games are kind of like watching movies in that regard. Like, you watch a beloved horror film. You watch The Thing. I love The Thing. I watch The Thing probably 20 times a year because it's just that good to me. It's fucking amazing. But it's the same every time I watch it. Nothing has changed. You know, there's not going to be any difference. I know who's the Thing and who's not the Thing every time I watch it. That never changes. And it's the same thing with Bloober's games. It's the same scares and the same locations and the same changes every single time you play it. Nothing is dynamic. And that's something that was different in Silent Hill 2, and why they had a seed system to where there were thousands of randomly generated aspects of the game, being an enemy is going to spawn here instead of there, or it's going to be over here, or maybe it takes this amount of times to die this time, versus the other time it took 4 hits, now it takes 5 hits. A sound will play here this time. It didn't play there before. The combinations are different this time around than they were before, because it's got thousands of different seeds to it that generate the experience every single time. And sure, are all the puzzles and the combinations and things generally the same? Does stuff change necessarily that much in Silent Hill 2? No, maybe not. But it changes enough to where it doesn't feel like you're playing the same exact thing every single time. And I hope Bloober can pull that off, because they haven't been able to until now. No more rushed games. Feel like this might turn out to be more reimagining than a remake. It might. Like, Bloober has taken a lot of liberties on the game. We know that they're adjusting things here and there. We know that they've already said that they've added a lot more content to it. So there's going to be things that they're taking into their own, which is going to be interesting, because we'll see, I'm sure, the majority of the game from the original is going to be here in the remake. At least it should be if they're doing it right. But then the way that they've talked about it, it almost seems like there's going to be like 30 to 40% more content than the original to expand the game even more. And that's going to be really interesting to see if they actually get it. It's one thing to take what Team Silent did originally and polish it and recreate it and push it out, 3 years later, and give people a remastered version. It's another thing to add more content to it, but then to actually understand it. And one of the big things that they may not understand is, while this game may take place in Maine, United States, the horror in this game is 100% J-horror. It's 100% not Western horror. And if they do all the original stuff like Team Silent did, capturing that J-horror vibe, but then all the stuff they've added is very Western, it's just going to kill the atmosphere. It's going to kill it so hard. It's going to really piss me off, honestly. And that's hard to say for a Western team, to try to understand all the nuances that Japanese horror is and what makes it so amazing is the reason why the original Silent Hill 2 was so amazing. And they gotta not only understand that, but try to capture how to actually do that in new elements without it just feeling like a bastardized Hollywood version of the game. We will see. We will see. Alex Knight, welcome on in. Have I not said hi to anybody? Layers of Fear OJ was replayable once. Go deeper in the lore. But yeah. OG Layers of Fear was good. Layers of Fear 2 was not good. I hated that game. Anyway. All that stuff. I only had one other thing to talk about, then we'll actually get to the speed runs. There was just so much I wanted to say. Oh, shit.
Wearing a very well-tailored person suit.
Holy shit.
Good morning at Person Suit.
Lochner83, thank you so much for the 4 months. I really appreciate that. Can we get some hearts in chat for Lochner? And that resub, please. Let me get your point added to the counter here. Oh, there we go. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. What was the one thing I wanted to say? The one other thing. Oh, Sony is apparently lost their fucking minds and they're drunk. What do I mean by that? They released a tweet earlier this week saying the PlayStation 5 has failed to meet sales projections and is near the end of its life. To which I'm sure everybody sat there looking at that tweet thinking, what in the ever-loving are you talking about? What are you talking about? Look, I know COVID sucked for everybody in terms of chip manufacturers. You could not buy a PlayStation 5 for 3 years. Unless you were like pretty much a stalker at any retailer. You couldn't do it. It was unavailable for 3 years. It was selling out that quickly. And then now that it's actually available to buy, reports have shown it's outselling the Xbox Series X 2-1. 2-1. They're selling 2 PlayStation 5s for every Xbox that gets sold. This thing is insanely successful. Everybody's buying it. Everybody wants one. But it's failing to meet sales expectations? What? This doesn't make any sense to me. This is, like, the only way that this is failing to meet expectations is because of the COVID shortage, because they didn't sell as many as they probably would have by now because of the chip shortage. It does not mean the PlayStation 5 was unsuccessful, and should not mean that it's near the end of its life. This thing's only been out like, what, 3.5 years? Sony refreshes a system every 7 years. We still got like 4 years of the PlayStation 5. On top of that, they're already going to release a PS5 Pro this year, which feels very odd considering you're just now finally able to buy a PS5 today. Like, finally. This year is the year of actually being able to go to a store and being like, hey, I want a PlayStation 5. Oh, look, we actually have them. Here you go. But now they're doing the PS5 Pro. Not to mention, they just came out with a remodeled PS5 that is more expensive than the original PS5 by like $50. But they're going to release a Pro. How much is this Pro going to cost? The CEO even said that the PlayStation 5, it would be really hard for them to discount the price. So, if the original PS5 is not going to get a price decrease, and they're going to release a PlayStation 5 Pro, how much is this thing going to cost? Are we talking like $600-$700? Who is going to buy that? If the original PS5 failed to meet their sales expectations, selling a $600-$700 PlayStation 5 Pro ain't going to sell. Is not going to sell at all. I don't know what Sony is doing, but it is really irritating to hear them just lose it over this PlayStation 5 and do all this stupid shit. Like, no one's going to buy a $700 if it costs that much PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, the only thing that they could possibly do is just completely discontinue the PlayStation 5 standard. Just be like, look, we can't sell it anymore. We're discontinuing it, and we're only going to have PS5 Pros. Sell the regular PS5 Pro at $500 discless. Sell the disc attachment for the $80 that they were selling it for now, which would technically make it practically a $600 system. But at least that would make more sense than selling a $600 to $700 system. And maybe that's what they'll do. But who the hell knows? What a weird thing Sony is doing. They are stupid. They don't understand what's happening in many countries. Economies are not great, and a lot of parents who could just afford a PS aren't getting. Yeah, economy is shit right now. It's really bad. They all have technology to PS20 Plus due to the Roswell alien disk crash. What? Yes. You can buy a disk drive, but it doesn't come standard. Yeah, that's probably what it's going to be. There is no use to buy a PS5 Pro if they said it failed. You know, the PlayStation 5 Pro, though, they have talked about some of the specs for the PS5 Pro, and it looks like it's, I mean, depending on what it sells for, is going to be interesting. Because the specs show it being, on paper anyway, at least twice as powerful as the current PlayStation 5, which puts it up there with what we would expect from a PlayStation 6, which then makes you really wonder, what are they going to do with the PlayStation 6 in 4 years if the PlayStation 5 Pro is already going to be twice as powerful, which really worries me that we're not only going to hit previous generation levels of developer fuckery with what they did when the Pro systems came out. And if you're not familiar with this, one last note, and then we'll start these runs. Last generation with the PlayStation 4, and same thing with the Xbox. When they released the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, devs stopped looking at the original consoles, at the original Xbox One and the original PlayStation 4 as their goal for solid frame rates. They stopped. And it's very obvious that they stopped because many games that came out after the PlayStation 4 Pro came out had horrible frame rate on the original PlayStation 4. If you bought a Pro, you were fine. Had no issues. But if you bought an original, later games in its life had horrible frame rate. And same thing with the Xbox. And now if we're going to get a system that's twice as powerful, you know we're going to land right back in that boat again. It's going to be really shit. I don't know what any of these companies are doing. It's going to be less horrible thanks to the Ryzen CPU. It's supposed to be a much faster Ryzen CPU in the new one. And the next generation RDNA 3 GPU with twice as many compute cores. So not only is it a newer generation of cores, but there's twice as many of them. It's going to be crazy. RDNA 4? No, RDNA 3. But it's going to be really interesting. Anyway, I'm done. I want a game. I want to play this game. I also want to take a massive drink of water because my throat is now really dry after that rant. All right. Stay hydrated, chat. You guys ready? Ready to get into this? I'm so ready. Let's hope I'm ready. Let's kill the music. Let's switch on over and hope that this looks how it should. Hey, it does. All right. Now, let's make sure that my splits are actually working and I remember how to work them. They're working. I remembered how to work them. All right. What am I missing now? Comfort. Eccentric Meal, how you doing? Welcome. How's your day going? Ornate, welcome on in. I read your comment, but I didn't say hi. Hope you're having a good day. If I missed anybody, hope you're having a good day. Just yell at me and I'll say hi. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. All right, here we go. Where is it? I'll probably goof this because I haven't played this in a bit. I don't even know if the controls are set how they should be. They might still be on rotate, which would be funny. Ah, shit. See, I did mess that up. That's okay. Game's a little loud anyway. Let's adjust some things. Go to options. Let's go to control options. Oops, that's not what I want. It is on directional. Okay. All right, let's restart. Reset the splits. And let's try this again. Here we go. This should be an actual run. Busters, welcome on in. How you doing today? Silent Hill 2. Okay, here we go. Hey, why is my controller not working? Why is this not working? Something is wrong. Hold on a second. If something is wrong, why is this not working? Hold on. Not sure what's going on here. No, it should be that chord. I'm trying like multiple chords just to make sure I'm not losing my mind. But that should be the right chord, but that didn't work. What's happening here? Why is it always a problem? Yeah, that's... Well, clearly that works. Clearly my controller works because it opened up Steam when I hit the damn Xbox button. So at least we know we're on the right thing. Give me a second here. I might need to reboot the gaming PC if it's going to be this finicky. In fact, I think I will really quick, which is fine. I do 2 PC setups, so we won't lose each other here on a quick reboot. Because yeah, something's just a little funky. That's really weird. All right, here, let me just give it a quick reboot. Restarting. Restart's pretty quick, so this should only take a moment. You hope one day the enhanced will be allowed for speedruns? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it will. Hell, you know, I haven't looked in a while. Maybe it already is. DC has the Maria DLC, right? Yeah, it does. The director's cut does, and then the Xbox version did. I think by default. It's really bright. Alright, it's logging in. Boot stuff up. I'm just waiting for it to finish its opening a trillion tasks. I gotta replace this mouse. I think my scroll wheel on the shitty Razer mouse is breaking. And it sucks because I actually really like the Basilisk. It like fits my hand really nice. But the scroll wheel has recently just turned to crap. So I think I actually have to replace it. I'm not looking forward to that. Luckily, I don't use the scroll wheel too much in games, so... Oops. There we go. I was like, that's the wrong view. All right, let's try this again. Oh, shit. All right, here. You better work now, controller. What the hell is going on? It's not working. What happened? Did some Windows update roll through and mess up my controller drivers or something? All right, here. Unplug it. Plug it in. I feel the vibration, which means it should be good to go. Open it up, yes. I'm just going to try to maneuver it around in the main menu, because this is really irritating. Now it wants to work. Now it wants to work. Okay. All right. You ready now, I guess? Damn computer. All right. Here we go. You know, when you go to stream something and nothing ever works right, then you know you're here. Then you know you're here. All right. There we go. There we go. We're off. I'm going to just go. That was a really shitty car, but we're just going to go. I never expect much from the first run. That was a really good stair, though. Oh, man. Wouldn't be a stream if everything worked well. It's completely true. I feel like I spend most of my time... I spend just as much time streaming as I do fighting my streaming setup. I'm not even kidding. every single time I stream, I spend at least like 2 hours fighting with my computers for whatever godforsaken reason. Nothing wants to work. And then every once in a while, I'll finally get everything tuned to work. And then Windows will do an update. And then I just lose my mind. That was weird. The animation I don't think was playing. But it still let me exit out of it. I thought it froze. I mean, we lost a little time there, but it won't actually calculate that into the game time at the end because it doesn't do cutscenes, so our splits are going to look a little weird because of that. Just be aware, there's probably like 5-6 seconds in there that are completely fine. Our time to the apartment is going to look really horrible. It's going to be like +7 or something like that. Oh, man. So I got a interesting story for you guys. I think Silent... Is Silent Hill 2 a little loud right now? Does it sound like the game is overly loud? Or does it sound good to you guys? Might just be my headset, but it sounds like it's a little loud. And that's not the interesting story. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me all right. Alright, there we go. Going to assume that it sounds okay. So, this is kind of interesting. So, back... Sounds good to you? Okay, cool. Hey, Zachary, welcome on in. So, last month, my dad woke up with an alert on his Apple Watch saying that his heart rate dropped while he was sleeping from his normal about 63 beats per minute to 38 while he was sleeping, and was still showing 38. He got really worried, called his cardiologist. Oh shit, I fucked it up. Watch, it's not gonna let us go. Yeah, fuck, why did it do that? I was spamming the button. That's okay. Game died. We're just gonna reset that really quick. Calls his cardiologist. Goes to the hospital to where they confirm there, like, yeah, your Apple Watch is actually right. Your heart rate is 40 beats per minute, but you haven't had a heart attack. You're not in really poor health, but something is definitely going on. You need to follow up with your cardiologist. So he does, and they tell him that he's got a heart condition. Run some tests on and put one of those Holter monitors on him. And let me restart this. There we go. And discover that he actually needs a pacemaker. That his heart was had a deteriorating, what they call a bundle block. And that he needed one, or it was going to get progressively worse. Now, mind you, he had no symptoms. None. Nothing yet. When his Apple Watch alerted him of his heart rate. And they told him that while he had no symptoms right then, he would have had some really bad symptoms soon, or it could have become a life-threatening situation very, very soon. So, for all intents and purposes, that Apple Watch actually saved his life. So for anybody thinking about getting one of those. Again, you have to have pretty much an iPhone to get one. Or, you know, any of these other watches or... fucking game. In-game, you broke the game!
I'm trying to sneak
You
around.
broke it!
But I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards.
It unbroke itself, but it was frozen there for a minute. In-game Asylum coming on in with that raid. Welcome on in-game. And everybody coming on over from the in-game Asylum. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day today. If anybody in here is not currently following in-game Asylum, you got to check him out. One of the greatest streamers on Twitch. And some of the coolest transitions and sets you will ever see on Twitch. Highly recommend checking him out. Give him a follow. Take you 2 seconds. Pop over there and follow him and then come right back. You will not be disappointed. But welcome on in, everybody. We're currently attempting to do some Silent Hill 2 speedruns, and I swear we're going to get one in. Started off with a controller issue, and then as in-game rated, funny enough, right as you came in, the game froze for a good like 10 seconds there. So that's interesting, but I actually am glad it froze because that gave me a minute to welcome you on in. Also, let me butcher, unintentionally, a handful of names. Elika, welcome on in. Dr. Waggle, welcome on in. Lucinda, welcome on in. Drawn, welcome on in. Well, mine, welcome on in. Doomus, I'm just going to say Doom, welcome on in. Sculpey Games, welcome on in. Vash, welcome on in. Colin, welcome on in. Kaj 8, welcome on in. Sadie says, welcome on in. Vidgirl, welcome on in. Ghostly, welcome on in. Unknown, welcome on in. Seamus, welcome on in. Spock J Boogie? Am I saying that right? Welcome on in. Moldram, welcome on in. Daz Poppin, welcome on in. Beat Octopus, welcome on in. Thera Sylvie, welcome on in. Please be offended, welcome on in. Azthix, welcome on in. K48U70, welcome on in. Wazak, welcome on in. Sunny, welcome on in. Did I forget anybody? HS0003, welcome on in. Sev, welcome on in. I think I got everybody. I think we did it. I hope everybody is doing really well. And welcome on in. In-game, what were you playing today? So, in-game, right before stream started, I popped in really quick and saw you running through subway tunnels. I don't know what it was, but man, that game looked visually really, really good. Is that what it was called? The Exit 8? Was it good? It looked interesting. He played jazz. That's how you do it. Illumination 83, welcome on in. It was like observation duty, but in motion. Interesting. Sounds kind of interesting. Well, welcome, and thank you so much for that raid. Let's go ahead and quit out of this so we can fire up a brand new run. There we go. And let's start the game. And thank you everybody for the follows. Got a long list of follows up there. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. There we go. We're off to the runs. It's fitting James's run start in the bathroom. All right, good car. Can we get good staircase? It is an okay staircase. We got the runs. James got those wonky legs. Looks like he's running with slippers, but they're actually his feet. You know, we were dissecting the Silent Hill 2 combat trailer at the start of stream today, and I've seen a lot of comments from people being like,
You are
oh,
wearing a very well-tailored person's
who did that? Hey, Sonny, thank you so much for that sub. I'd give you a special effect voiceover welcome on in, but my hands are tied, so I'm just going to say thank you very, very much for that sub. Welcome on into the suit. And I hope you're having a really good day today. Can we get some hearts in chat for that sub, please? That's awesome. There we go. That's what I want to see.
You are wearing a
Holy
very
shit.
well-tailored person's
Drakduck now coming on in with a sub. Drakduck.
Run, James. Run.
Run! Run, you floppy bastard. Drak, thank you so much for that resub. I appreciate that. I hope you're having a really good day too. And thank you so much for the 41 months into the suit. It's a lot of months. It's tens of months. I think that's my favorite line from Daymare. There were tens of zombies. Whatever he said. Calculated it in tens.
This is the run.
This is it. This is the run. Not sure what kind of run, but it's here. And this is it. He's running like Crash Bandicoot. He's just gonna start running into boxes. Jumping around. Alright, here we go. Through the gate. Ah, good gate. Good gate. Well, welcome on in. How you doing today? Hello, welcome on in. Excuse me. When you need a drink of water during a speed run, because your body's just like, haha, I hate you. All right. The view distance must be set to like 1. What? Hey, Ratmus, thank you for the bits. Drakduck,
Collect all the apples.
Thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. I didn't even see that you guys triggered a hype train. Hell yeah. Let's go. James, don't fail me now. Don't this up, James. Alright. Here we go. We did it! We made it past the blood. We're officially further than we've gotten in the speedrun all stream. Oh, man. Oh, man. Hey, thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it. After this run, when I have the ability to not be tied down to this controller, I'm going to thank all those follows. All right, here we go. There we go. Car is now in existence. Let's get that key. There we go. All right. Anyway, as I started to say, I don't remember if this was before in-games raid. I think it was before. It's kind of crazy, right? With that Apple Watch actually saved his life. So if you get any of these devices, whether it's actually an Apple Watch or I know these other watches monitor your heart rate and stuff, not a bad idea. They can actually do good, and while you may think about it as just a gimmick, saved his life. So that's all I gotta say. Did I run past it? There we go. I was wondering, like, did I go too far? What's going on here? Alright, let's go. These stairs. Through the door. James got his cardio on point. I know, he's been watching Zombieland. Alright. Thank you for that follow. Trying to remember everywhere I gotta go. I haven't done a speed run on this game in so long. I'm legitimately trying to remember everywhere I gotta go. I think I'm doing all right so far. I think I'm going the right way. We will see. Pick it up. He wouldn't pick up the gun. Oh my god. You know, before the Silent Hill 2 remake comes out, we'll do a casual playthrough of this game. Actually look at everything, get this game really fresh in memory. So then we can go and play the new game and critique the ever-loving hell out of it. This is any percent. Shit, James, why isn't it? That's gonna suck. That's okay. First run, we're derusting. I'm not too concerned about little mistakes. A lot of derust happening right now. This is the any percent run though. When we do the casual too, I'll run it through the enhanced edition, which I think I'm due for updating my copy of the enhanced edition. I think they've come out with a couple packs since the last time I've played it, which is going to make me really wonder what I actually have to update and what I don't have to update. That'll be fun. Alright, it's time for the clock. Oh. Oh, James! Why do you hate me? Okay. So I've just apparently entered a new realm of holy shit in my speedrun. That was like 10:56, I want to say. But I forgot to open up my RNG document, which means I now have to speedrun opening up a document when I have a free chance here during the Pyramid Head fight, and it's not going to be a lot of time. Not only do I have to open it, I have to Control F to find the time. The plot is thickened. If Konami was great, that's a big if. What do you think's going to be worse? And I hate to have to word it like this, but I think this is fair. What do you think is going to be worse? The Silent Hill 2 remake or the Silent Hill 2 movie? They're both going to release about the same time. I feel like the game will probably be okay, and I feel like the movie is going to be a raging dumpster fire. Yeah, they're doing a Silent Hill 2 movie. They're doing the game and the movie at the same time. And I'm pretty sure they're going to release them both within like a month of each other. You have low expectations for both? Well, you're in the perfect state of mind for the current state of Silent Hill, unfortunately. There we go. Yeah, there hasn't been a lot of good movie games, has there? Like most movies based on games have been just awful. Trying to think what movie based on a game has actually been good. And I don't mean TV series, because I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, The Last of Us TV series was good. And it's like, yeah, that was actually pretty good. But it was a TV series. What video game movie has actually been good? Mortal Kombat from the 90s? Yes, 100%. Mortal Kombat from the 90s is probably the best video game movie adaptation, period. Five Nights at Freddy was good, Now, I haven't seen it, but I have not heard good things about it, if I'm going to be honest. So, I don't know. I'd have to see it for myself. But you say it's okay, so maybe it'll be okay. I hope I triggered that split. I bet it's horrible, huh? Yeah, it's okay. It's a D-Rust run. It's gonna get worse, too, when I find out the time. Because I gotta open up that damn document. But that's okay. Resident Evil? Ah, that's debatable. See, like, the first Resident Evil movie, it was an okay movie, the first one, but it didn't really follow the game, you know? God, I can't remember where these go. Pretty sure that goes there. I'm pretty sure this goes next to it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this goes to the far right. Yep, got it. Okay, we're good. Okay, I haven't seen the Prince of Persia movie. Nor have I seen the mentioned Ratchet and Clank movie, so I guess I have a couple movies to see. I feel like the Ratchet and Clank movie, though, like, that was just all CGI, right? I feel like that had way more room to actually be something maybe good. Okay, document, document, document. Where is it? Open up, hurry! Okay, I found it! I did it! I did it, chat! Let's just hope I did the right one. The right time. Because if this time is wrong, then we're screwed, but I got it opened. And everything. During the Pyramid Head scene right there. Oh, man. That was stressful. Now, I could have sworn it was later than that, but I'm pretty sure it was at 10 o'clock, and there's only one 10 o'clock, which is 10:53. So, I'm hoping it's 10:53. It doesn't have the best stuff, like the arsonist position on this claims it's 3. Which is kind of shitty. It's not a great arsonist. Arsonist 1 is okay, Arsonist 2 is okay-ish, and then Arsonist 6 is, like the last of the kind of okays, because it's just a straight shot. 3 is not great. 3 is not great, 4 is the worst, and 5 is also not great. Like the recent combat trip, wasn't fond of it. One of Bluebird's boss. Yeah, we were talking about that at the start of the stream. We talked about that for almost like an hour, like just dissecting the hell out of it. But yeah, like the recent trailer, like I'm not necessarily hating it. I think it showed promise, but I think the fact that the CEO didn't like it makes me the happiest of all.
Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name?
Because if I looked at that trailer personally and thought like, oh, this is passable, this might be okay, and the CEO looked at it and said, this is shit, then their head is in the right space. Their head is in the perfect space to understand exactly how much is on the line with Silent Hill 2 Remake. And that if they fuck that game up, their studio, they might as well close it. I mean, not really, like, it's not gonna ruin them, but it's gonna, like, mar their reputation pretty bad. Could you imagine they close shop, like Silent Hill 2 Remake gets 1 out of 10 stars on IGN, Bloober closes. It's like, well, there it is. But I'm kind of excited for it. Like, after seeing the trailer for Silent Hill 2 Remake, it looks better than my initial expectations, which were it to look like shit. Oops. Come on, James. So, I'm really curious where it's gonna go. That's very true. What the hell's that guy's name that did the Western Silent Hill 2s years ago, like Downpour and Homecoming? He was a big fan. He didn't understand shit about Silent Hill. It's like, oh, I'm a big fan. Yeah, but you don't understand the games. Big fan of being clueless is more like it. That was not a great pickup, but okay. Good turns there. Oh shit, James, why? Damn, I forgot the code. Thought it was 5 first. I goofed it. Alright. There was a remake? Oh, you wish there was a remake of The Darkness. The Darkness was great. It was really good. The second one was also pretty good, but I didn't like that they did it all in shell shading. I wish that it would have been, there we go, in the art style of the original. Like, shell shading is fine, but, like, I feel like devs used shell shading more than they should have as, like, kind of a cop-out to try to, make things look better than they really were. Alright, so, let's see. 4178. 417. What? Shit, that's not it. It's not 4178. I'm on the wrong time. Oh no. Fuck. Wow, I don't know. I'll try one other time here. We've already botched this run pretty heavily. I'm thinking about just restarting it. Let's see, 4, 7. There it is. Oh man, we could keep going just to continue to de-rust, but that hurt. Hurt my soul a little bit. That was a lot of time. Move, nurse! Nurse is like, just reset. Just reset the game. The RE1 remake is probably like top 3 best video game remakes ever. Is the Resident Evil 1 remake. Oh shit. The Resident Evil 4 remake was also very, very good. Oh man, yeah, all that time from trying to find the right code. Shit. Did I go to the right floor? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. If I went to the wrong floor, we're gonna reset. Yeah, I did. Fuck. Let's just reset. This run is going really poorly anyway. I was supposed to go to 2 to get the battery, and then I goofed and went to 3. My mind was all messed up from killing so much time for the clock, which, spoiler, that time was 9:56. It wasn't 10, it was 9. And had I known it was 9, I would have just stopped the run right then, because that one has arsonist position of 4. And there was also 3 other 9:56s that it could have possibly been, which would have, you know, maybe have made it just as bad. So that run was cursed from the very, very beginning. Let's go ahead and start another one. Oh, before I do, Des Poppin', I'm thinking follows at this moment. Des Poppin', Ram Ranch Survivor, Step Undead, Main Captain, let's see here, scroll down a bit, Beat Octopus, Ghostly Method, I can't read the first, I'm gonna say Twist, The Spirit's Resource, Brother Universe, why won't this scroll, Dr. Waggle, V Love, Blackheart Brooklyn, Illumination, Dawn Out, Waddington, Fido, Sunny, Ice Red Hot. Thank you all so much for the follows. I really appreciate that. Told you I'd get to them eventually, but thank you all so much. All right, let me reset my RNG here since that's good to go. Metroid Prime 1 Remaster irritates me to the point that I haven't played it yet. And really quick on why. Metroid Prime 1 Remaster shouldn't have been released when it was. The Switch is at the end of its life. We're going to be getting probably a Switch 2 announced this year. Maybe it'll also come out this year, I hope, but it's definitely getting announced this year. And that game, 100% should have waited for the Switch 2. That game is incredible, Metroid Prime 1. It's an amazing game for the generation and the year it came out. It's practically a perfect game. It's so much fun. It is just such an amazing title. And the fact that they released it for the Switch 1 when the Switch 2 is going to come out and is going to be way more powerful and could have done that game way more justice makes me so sad that they just couldn't wait like a year to release it for the Switch 2. Release date has been officially leaked to be January 2020. January 2025. So what, they just don't want to sell any systems anymore at all? Like, I don't know who's buying a Switch at this point. Like, the Switch is getting to a place to where it's almost unplayable for new titles. Like, I don't know how many new games have come out where the frame rate has just been trash because the system is just so underpowered at this point. All right, here we go. So underpowered. It should have been, yeah, absolutely. It should have been a Switch 2 launch game. Hey, why didn't my split work? Damn it. Oh, I know why. I clicked on the followers list and then it unclicked from Live Split. Like the potato version of Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that version sucks. Like, so many games on the Switch that are like ported, supposed to be like, you know, Mortal Kombat when they did Doom. They're running at like 360p to where on that small of a screen, it's kind of passable, but even on that small of a screen, it's kind of fuzzy. If you hook that shit up to your TV, like if you try to play Doom on the Switch on your TV, it looks like a blurry mess. Like I swear, like if I took off my glasses, that's how the game looks normally. It's just horrible. That latest Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, that should have been a Switch 2 game. Like, I still haven't beaten Tears of the Kingdom, but, like, I can tell it's a good game. But I can also tell that, like, it is in sore need of updated hardware. Like, it looks fine, but Breath of the Wild looked fine. It just doesn't look any better than Breath of the Wild. It's like Breath of the Wild was, like, acceptable because it was this... One, it's an incredible game. And it also came out on this handheld system, so it's like, okay, the graphical style, yeah, I get it. This is fine. But then, like, what? How many years later? 7 years later? We get a new one, and it's like, it looks the same. You guys didn't do a single graphical upgrade. Feels more like a DLC for Breath of the Wild than it felt like anything new in the graphics department. And I just mean the graphics department because I knew that game, or know that game added a crap ton of new mechanics and stuff to set it apart from Breath of the Wild. So that fact is not lost on me. It wouldn't surprise me if Metroid Prime 4 is a Switch 2 release title. I could see that being a release title. Tears of the Kingdom should have been a Switch 2 release title. That would have made a lot of sense and sold a lot of Switch 2s. Prime 1 Remake should have been a Switch 2 title. Unfortunately, Nintendo is only limiting factors itself. You're not wrong. Nintendo has made some stupid decisions over the years. Like, their last really good decision was the Nintendo 64. That system sold like hotcakes. Okay, maybe not their last one. But Nintendo 64 was just this incredible system. It was definitely held back by its cartridge, because it just couldn't hold enough data, and there's some games where like the compression that it had to do really resulted in some poor graphics and really shitty sound. But it was a great system and I loved it, and it was really, really good. But then they came out with the GameCube, which was their first disc system. And instead of going all out using full-size DVDs, Nintendo had to be all special and use all these miniature half DVDs, which just didn't hold enough space. And they couldn't get some games ported to them because the devs are just like, we can't fit our game on your system, so we can't release it. That's why the GameCube never got like Grand Theft Auto. It couldn't fit it on a disc. So that was stupid. But then they came out with the Wii, which was, on one hand, really smart and extremely successful, like maybe the most successful system ever. But man, that system fizzled out after 4 years really hard. Once the novelty of motion controls wore off, and everybody realized that like any of the games they actually wanted to play were not coming out on that system, it had a hard fall off, like really hard. And then yes, the Wii U was hot garbage. I remember getting a Wii U, and initially, I forget what game it was I had at first. I was like, this looks pretty good. But then every other game didn't really look that good. It had graphical quality somewhere between the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4. Like, it was definitely better looking than the PlayStation 3, but it was nowhere near as good looking as the PS4. And that stupid controller it had, that thing was horrible. It was like holding a clipboard in your hands. That controller makes the Steam Deck look portable. I know you're saying, oh, the Steam Deck is portable. It's like, yeah, but the Steam Deck is also monstrous. It's like holding a tank in your hands. Hey, 1 second, not too bad. I knew a lot of people that didn't realize the Wii U was a new system. Oh shit, James, why did you do that? Why did you turn? Man. I wonder when Valve's gonna release a Steam Deck 2. It definitely needs an upgrade at this point. Like, Steam Deck's pretty cool. My biggest complaint about the Steam Deck is the joysticks. I don't like the joysticks on the Steam Deck. I feel like they don't have a good dead zone on it. I gotta move them too far to actually get the action I want out of them. Just doesn't feel too great for me. Like, maybe the new Steam Deck OLED has better joysticks. I really want them to use those Hall Effect joysticks because I hear those are fantastic. The OLED joysticks are fantastic. I don't want to buy a new Steam Deck though. I wouldn't even know where to sell this Steam Deck. Like, even GameStop doesn't want to buy used Steam Decks, though they'll sell them. Funny enough, GameStop will sell used Steam Decks. I don't know where they're getting them from because they don't buy them. Hey Tony, thank you for that follow. Welcome on in. That ROG Li seems kind of interesting, though I held it at a Best Buy briefly, and it feels kind of uncomfortable. I don't know if that's just because they had it on that stupid stand and I couldn't get like a good position on it. Maybe they're actually pretty comfortable. But, I don't know. Then, like, I know they have that issue to where they placed the SD card slot in like a really stupid place. So you can actually overheat the micro SD card, which is stupid. Oh, this is a bad clock. It's like 2:12. We'll just go with it. I don't want to keep resetting. Let's go 2:12. You can see why it's a bad clock. It's taking forever. 2:12. What? You know what? Fuck you, James. The game moved the hand a hair over from when I stopped it. And kept going. And then I couldn't get it. It's like the clock was already horrible, but that was just some icing on the cake. The Dreamcast was such a good system. Dreamcast was just really, really good, really fun. And they fucked it just by underpowering it. They fucked it because it was slightly underpowered compared to like the PlayStation 2. So when the PS2 came out, it almost seemed like, you know, like we had the 64 and then the Dreamcast came out and that felt like next gen. But then the PlayStation 2 was so much more powerful that it felt next gen over the Dreamcast. And it was like, shit. That and they used essentially very high capacity CDs, which made piracy like rampant with the Dreamcast. And it just killed the system. Some good pops there. Pops. Let's see if this is any better. But, yeah, I loved the Dreamcast. I remember getting a Dreamcast on launch. 9/9/99, September 9th, 1999. And I was the first person in line at the GameStop. Or no, it was EB Games. It was EB Games back then. I went right after school got out and literally camped the store until it released. They had this massive line going out of the store, people waiting for Dreamcasts, and then had that really nice special moment of being the first person in line when like you walk out with it and like literally the line starts clapping. I was like, yeah. Ah, those are the days. You don't really get that shit anymore. Like, everybody just buys everything online now. No more clapping for the first person to get anything. It's all deliveries now. But yeah, I remember getting the system, getting a couple memory packs. I even bought that stupid keyboard that came for the Dreamcast, which was just a normal keyboard, but it had the proprietary Dreamcast connector on it. That's the only reason you had to buy a keyboard. And I bought the keyboard specifically for Phantasy Star Online. I played so much Phantasy Star Online back in the day. Oh my god, that game was so much fun. I remember when I bought that game on my weekend, like, you know, get off school on like Friday, popped in Phantasy Star Online at like, I think it was like 4 p.m. or something like that, 4 or 5 p.m. Played the game, and then I'm like, man, I'm getting really thirsty. Like, holy shit, like, why am I thirsty? I use the bathroom pretty bad too. It's like, what time is it? And I looked at the clock and it's like 4:02. I'm like, 4:02? Like, it can't be right. I've only been playing the game for like 2 minutes. And then I noticed that there's no light coming through the window. I had no shit played the game for a solid 12 hours and didn't even realize it. Like, just gone. I don't even know where that time went. I was like, fuck, I better get something to eat. Shit. I haven't played Phantasy Star Online 2. I hope it's good. Like, man, maybe that's a game I should look into. Because I loved the first one. Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast was just so much fun. Oh god, it was good. You wake up, you can barely stand. Sitting for 12 hours straight. That's dangerous, though. Nobody should do that. Just as a side comment. There have been people that have actually died not standing or doing anything for 12 hours because they'll get like a blood clot in their leg from just being so stagnant. And then they go and they stand up and the blood clot just shoots up and they're dead. Like, if there's a game like you're seriously into, you should set like timers or alarms or some shit on your phone to like remind you just stand up. Stand up every hour. Stretch your legs for a minute. You know, bend your legs up. Hell, maybe do like a squat or two just to get some like solid movement in your legs. And then just sit back down. You can go back to gaming. But yeah, just... you gotta do it, man. It's dangerous. Like, that would be fucking horrible. Like, play this game for like, you know, however long. You're having so much fun. you stand up in such a good mood to go grab a soda or use the bathroom or something, then all of a sudden, bam! Shitty. +1, not too bad. The best would be a green. I know we can still get a green on that. I think there's even a solid -1 that we can get on there. A good solid -1. Oh, James, you bastard! Pick up the light! Oh, my God. I hate him so much right now. Did you see that? He ran right past. Right past. I'm so salty right now. And then he got caught on the stair, the banister, the railing. This guy. You better pick up this gun well, James. Alright. That at least went really smooth. At least. Oh, man. Alright. Dismiss that text. And then we got to do a walk-run switch here. Pyramid head to light up. There he goes. Put the key. There we go. Wonder what the time will be this time. I don't want to reset again if it's a bad clock. Like, we've reset a couple times, and I just really want to finish this run. But I wonder if it'll be good. Like, for me, a good time is anything before midnight. Or before 12, I should say. A bad clock is anything after 12. So we will see where it goes. Let's hope it's a good clock. There's always exceptions to that rule. Like that 956, there were like 5 956s that it could possibly be. What is that? 446? That's not great. I'm not going to reset it though. It is what it is. 446. James. See him twirling. James, why are you hitting everything? Are there any good controller manufacturers that make like really good Hall effect controllers? I tried to look for some like months ago. And I couldn't find anybody that made the Hall effect controller, but also, or, you know, joysticks on their controller, but then also got good reviews. They all got like really shitty reviews. Like, I know there's some brands out there that are like way overpriced. I think that Xbox Elite controller might use Hall effect, but like they get really bad reviews. To the point, like, I haven't even considered them. Oh, James. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's see where we can go with this. Run feels a little sloppy. Can't be as bad as the other run, though. Alright, let's go drop that juice. James. Did you guys see that new AI video that came out? Where they were showcasing OpenAI's new ability to generate video? Like Like, that was crazy how good that looked. Like, it wasn't perfect. What am I doing? It definitely wasn't perfect in some of the stuff. But considering how far they've come in just a year, like 1 year ago, they had that Will Smith eating spaghetti video, right? And that video looked horrible. Like, it was like, okay, like, I mean, the AI just made this up. Like, I guess, like, maybe I shouldn't be too critical on it, but it looked really shitty. And then the stuff that they showed now was just, like, mind-boggling how good it looked. And in only a year. Only 1 year of difference. I highly recommend checking it out. Like, who did a good video? MKBHD. Marquez Brownlee did a really good coverage on that. Showing the new video and checking it out and kind of going in depth on it. Highly recommend checking out his video he posted a few days ago on that AI. It was nuts. Oh shit. No, is this right? No, this is right. Yeah, that's what it was called, wasn't it? Sora. Like, yeah, that crazy. Yeah, 29. I knew that was going to be bad because of that. That's okay. The most impressive one was the guy sitting on the cloud. Like, wow, that looked real as hell. Like, granted, like, okay, he's on a cloud. It's obviously not real. But it looked so good. Oh, shit, James. I don't think Ubisoft has made a game that's worth like $40 in a long time. Wait, I'm thinking of EA. Never mind. Last game EA made that was worth anything was the Dead Space remake. And that was a remake. It was good, though. That was really good. Trying to think of Ubisoft, though. Like, what was the last game Ubisoft has made that was really good? I have a hard time thinking of what the last game they even made was. I mean, I guess it was that Skull and Bones thing. Shit, James, don't slow down. I've seen screenshots of that game. It didn't look that impressive. Definitely didn't look like it'd be worth 70 bucks. Alright, here we go. Time for Pyramid Head fight. There we go. Alright, let's find the time now. It was 4:48? No, here it is, 4:46. It was clearly 4:46. Oh, position 5 with the arsonist. Man, this is gonna be interesting. Interesting. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Alright, here we go. Down the stairs, turn. What did that look like? I don't feel like that probably looked that good, huh? 33. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's better than the last run in all of its shenanigans. All game is 95% in a boat. Not even getting woods from the islands. So, yeah, but how big is the boat? I mean, there's been some games that were all in boats. And, the boat was huge. So it kind of made sense. Like, what was that one game? Cold Fear?
Mary?
Fuck you, game. Now, hopefully that counted into the cutscene time and won't actually impact our run time. It'll look weird on our splits, but that freeze, for whatever reason it did, shouldn't actually get calculated into the end of the run, so that'll be okay. You know what this means too, like, if I go for dog ending on this, we're gonna get another funky dog ending. I don't know why this game is so broken anymore, like, I blame Windows. Can upgrade them, you start with a dinghy of a boat. Skull and dinghy.
Did you find the lady you're looking for? What's her name? Mary?
What's your name? Pizza? How can you just sit there and eat pizza? Jet Set. I didn't even realize Jet Set Radio was getting a remake. That's cool. I know a lot of people that'll be pretty excited about that. If they do it well. Jet Set Radio. James, you were doing so well, and then you got caught up on that little, whatever that was. Golden Axe would be a cool remake. I'd like to see a Golden Axe remake. Crazy Taxi? I don't know. I'm a little over Crazy Taxi at this point. Streets of Rage would be cool. What about an Altered Beast remake? We need that. How could they do all those games and not Altered Beast? Alright, let's go. He had that needle stuck clear in his finger. Rebooting all the games. Wonder if the game industry is gonna start becoming like Hollywood. Like they don't make any new movies, everything's just a remake. And all the good games have already been made. Let's just remake everything. Why even bother thinking up new ideas? You know, as much as I'm happy Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake, or at least I hope I'm happy. When is Silent Hill 1 gonna get any love? Like, that game needs a remake bad. What the fuck? James. Jesus. Let's ignore that. That was some kind of a brain aneurysm or something. Alright, 8518. 8518. That was a little sloppy. Let's go, get there. No, nurse. run around in the elevator. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to see a new Sega system. I want to see Dreamcast 2. That's actually a really good fight right there. Too bad that happened in this run. Alright, I got off on the right floor this run, so that's something, huh? Dreamcast did have a lot of good exclusives. Like Seaman. The game was weird. But awesome, but weird. Remember playing this one game, Seventh Cross Evolution? You just like genetically engineering shit, and it's like, man, this is weird. Like, this game is really complicated. I feel like it should have came with like an instruction book. Be like that game Falcon 4.0 that actually came with like a legit flight instruction manual. Like you get a game and you get a phone book. That's the manual. It's like, oh man. I noped out on that game. I probably should have given it a chance because I heard it was really good, but I remember way back in the day buying Falcon 4.0. Because like it looked cool, the graphics for a flight sim looked really good. And then I opened the box. And it was just this massive phone book. This massive phone book of a manual. And I'm just like, it's not really that hard, is it? And then I load into the game and I couldn't even figure out how to turn on the damn jet. And I was just like, fuck this shit. I never touched it again. Like, what a waste of money. Soul Calibur, the original Soul Calibur was so good. No, James, don't slow down. Full speed running, come on. Shenmue is fantastic. Have you seen any sailors? Camo, welcome on in. Oh, it's going so rusty. But it's good. I need to get some of this rust off. So we can get some actual good runs. So rusty. How you doing today, though? How's your weekend going? Ah, man. What was another good Dreamcast exclusive? You know, Code Veronica was a Dreamcast exclusive originally. It was a timed exclusive. But it did originally come out for the Dreamcast. And then Code Veronica X came out on the PlayStation. You know, I never played... I mean, I guess I have at this point, because I played the PlayStation Store version of Code Veronica on PlayStation 3. So I guess I have played Code Veronica X. But I'm not entirely sure what the difference was. I heard they had added stuff to Code Veronica X. But it felt like it was the same game to me, so I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't remembering the Dreamcast version correctly. Anybody ever play Draconis Cult of the Worm on Dreamcast? I don't know why, but I have such fond memories of that game that it was just so good. It was almost like a low-budget Elder Scrolls or something, but it was so much fun. I had a blast with that game. Remember, Sega? Shit. Sega tried to get those VMUs to be like, you know, little Game Boys, essentially. They're like, oh, look, our memory cards have controls on them. You can load games and play games on them. And then, like, there was, like, one game. I can't even remember what game it was, but it was like, oh, look, you can play this game on your memory card when you're not playing the actual game. But it wasn't even good. It's like, oh, okay. I guess. Alright, let's see if I don't mess this up. I kinda did. It was a little slow, but at least I didn't bend down to pick up the wrench or accidentally read the letter, so... For all purposes, we are fine. Let's go. And we're doing dog ending, so... Woof. Code Veronica was also 2 discs. It was 2 discs, that's right, because you had to put in the second disc when you got into, right after the plane crash. It would tell you to insert disc 2. But that's again because of Dreamcast's stupid high-capacity CDs that it used. It called them gig discs, but they were just like really high-capacity CDs. Any CD player could read them. Save those games. Gotta save the game at least 1,000 times or you're not speedrunning. I'm not even joking. I'm surprised I haven't worn out, like, the save button, the X button on this controller. Just from how many times I've saved the game in these speedruns. Got the dog key. Dog run is now engaged. Code Veronica intro scene had massive spoilers. Really? Fuck. Fuck. Overshot it twice. Damn it. I overshot it twice. That was a good wrench exit. Too bad going to the wrench was so horrible. Trying to read chat and run at the same time has interesting results every once in a while. I remember back then with the Dreamcast, like one of the coolest, it was so simple too, but it was cool to me, was in Sonic Adventure, when you would load up the main start screen for Sonic Adventure, when Christmas came around, it had a patch, a small patch, that put snow and Christmas decorations everywhere because of an online patch. It was kind of like the first time I had personally seen like DLC on a console. Was the Dreamcast. Granted, they could only hold like up to 8 megs of DLC, I think. I think that's as much as those VMUs held, but it was still pretty cool for back then. But then, of course, like, you know, the Xbox came out with its massive DLC, and PlayStation 2 had some big DLC as well for certain games. PlayStation 2 online was pretty shitty though. It was pretty bad. Like I remember playing like SOCOM on the PlayStation 2, and it was a lot of fun. I spent many hours playing SOCOM. But just dialing in to the servers through the dial-up modem, and then every time you would start a game, it would take forever for the game to actually start. Like, I think upwards of like 2 minutes, you would sit there waiting for the game to actually load and start. And it was just like, man, this is boring. And then Xbox came out, and it knew it was going to focus on online. Like, Xbox Live wasn't on Xbox on release. But it was available, like, I think, like, into the second year of the Xbox. And it came out swinging. James! Do it! Oh my god, this guy. I was a hair off, and then he wouldn't swing it. I hate James. He's a bastard. Come on, load the game. Why aren't you loading? I think the game was freaking out on me there. It wasn't loading the game. Oops. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, there were a lot of growing pains with the online. Alright, you guys get your churros ready? Listen for it. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. Wow, that's weird. He didn't say a churro. He'll probably say it when we're going back through it again. Alright. 1, 2, 3 boxes. Oh, damn it. Damn it! My screen went dark with my RNG shit on it, and I had to tap the button. Oh, man. Ran the wrong way. That is the first time I think I've never heard him say a churro. I'm really surprised. He didn't say anything, he just walked around. You could hear him shuffling up there. Oops. Alright, we're in the elevator. Good, finally. Finally! Finally in the elevator. Maybe he finally got the churros. Maybe. A churro. That's what he says. Alright, well, we're at least making way in this game. Still derusting, as you can clearly see. And you know it's derusting because those splits are actually my splits that I'm competing against right now. And at one point, for the any percent, I was 5th place on the leaderboard. There's been a lot of new runners, so I'm probably down to like 11th or 12th by now. We are doing a dog run right now. That I actually used to be 3rd. Couldn't tell from how poorly the splits are today, but that's what rust will do to you when you don't run for a while. All that muscle memory starts to just go away. There we go. There we go. The hitbox for that ladder right there is actually so large that it is possible that instead of picking up the pliers, even on the other side of the box, you could trigger going down the stairs. Why is the camera messing with me? Jeez. Come on, James, go up the ladder, dude. You see him there, like, thinking about it? He's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go up this ladder. Jigsaw, thank you for that follow. Welcome. Well, come on in. Hope your day is going well. It's too dark to read the map. What map? You're a map. Alright. So it's position 5. One of the horrible positions. Alright. Do I think this game needs a remake? Sure. I mean, the game is like 23 years old, so it's definitely at a point to where remaking it is on the table. Whether Bloober will do a good job remaking it is, you know, anybody's guess. But it's definitely old enough to fall into the place to justify a remake. You're a map. First one needs a remake really bad, absolutely. Oh fuck, James. I mean, the first one is like just incredibly good. It's such a good game. And they haven't touched it at all. Like, it wasn't even included in the HD collection. I feel like they've touched every other Silent Hill game except the first one. And they're just, for some reason, don't want to do anything with it. Alright, here we go. Time to kill Eddie. Deady. Shit. I goofed. Meant to do the handgun. It's quicker right there. And then you switch to the shotgun here. And then you're good. Oh wait. I didn't split Eddie's dead. 1, 2.5. There we go. Oh, I undershot it a little bit. Try to do it so you can line yourself up right with that light. And I undershot it. Usually I overshoot it a little bit. Oh, that's good enough. Well, in that case, they should also remake Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, Rule of Rose, Fatal Frame 2, Forbidden Siren, Dread Out, Good Night, Haunting Grounds, and the list goes. Yep. They should, but only if they can find competent studios to do it. Only if. Fatal Frame 2 was so good. I don't know if I'd want them to do a Fatal Frame remake right now, though, like... I feel like the Fatal Frame franchise hasn't been handled well recently. Like, granted, I haven't played that last Fatal Frame one that came out. But I played the one before it. What was, shit. Did I go the wrong way? I actually went the wrong way. For the first time. Holy crap. That sucks. What was that Fatal Frame? Like Maiden of Black Water or something like that? That one was horrible. I don't know what they were thinking with that game. It was just really bad. Like through and through. Alright, let's see if I can do this first try. Haven't been doing anything first try this night, but we'll see. Yes, first try. All right. He had to walk through the door to open the door. It's a very James thing to do. Alright, videotape. Can opener. Here we go. Gotta open our freshly sealed light bulbs. Only the best light bulbs are canned. Come on, James. You're almost done, James. You're almost to the dog ending. He's like, I don't want the dog ending. Costco. You know Costco's gonna start scanning people's badges or IDs at the door. Their Costco memberships. They're done with people who aren't members going inside, I guess. So they're gonna scan you now. They've already been doing that there. Yeah, they're just gonna start doing it here. Oh, James, why? You want to use that fish key. It's so weird, right? In games, you do all these puzzles, you get a key, so you can open something else that gives you another key. Keys for keys. Alright, we're looking for town. Carl? No, town. Fuck. Damn. Coral. All right. go downstairs. I think it's Cinderella. Snow White. Please be right. Yeah, that was right. We got it. Open the door, James. That camera angle always messes me up. Now the game's been funky all day, so I'm assuming the dog ending here is going to look just as funky, so... Everybody get your dogs in chat. Get ready to spam those dogs. Yep. Damn, just out of the gate.
Wow.
Hey, we got to see the pizza pretty good right there during that glitch. Okay. The dog ending, but broken as... Alright. Let's look at our horrible time, because that was very, very rusty run. Very rusty of a run. $39 and 10 seconds. Yeah. I think my current dog run is like 37 something. So you can see we were a good like 2 minutes slow on that. In fact, let me look it up really quick. What is my current dog? Speedrun.com. Silent Hill 2. Wow, it's been so long since I've done this. They've broken up Silent Hill 2 into like 2 entry categories now. That's interesting. PC and console used to be just a thing at the top you'd select depending. But that's cool. All right, so let's see. Any percent new, or no, this was dog ending. All right, so dog ending. Yeah, 3720. I'm still 6th on the leaderboard. I swear I used to be 3rd though. 3720, so just under 2 minutes too slow on this run. I'm curious, I'm looking at the new game right now. This is the one I used to be 5th on. Yeah, 13th right now. We really need to brush that up. This is why I want to like do these runs a little bit more so I can break back into the top 10 for the any percent. Like Dog 6, I think we can polish that up slightly too and get faster than 3720. But I know there's time in any percent that we could get that down. So we'll get there. I hadn't played this in months, so all things considered, that actually wasn't too horrible. I'll tell myself as I cry myself to sleep from these runs. All right. And there it is, Silent Hill 2, the director's cut. The vanilla director's cut. I wonder if I reinstalled this game at this point, if it would get better or worse. Because the game ran fine until this gaming computer upgraded to Windows 11. And then as soon as it upgraded to Windows 11, all these glitches started. I used to ran perfect before. But now we gotta fight the game as much as we fight the runs. It's a thing. All right. Just wait until Windows 12. I mean, they're talking about Windows 12 already. They're saying that supposedly Windows 12 is going to come out next year. I guess. More for them to just do planned obsolescence and tell us our computers aren't good enough and force us to upgrade. So, nah, I guess. Meh. All right. Where's my music? Why am I always looking for my music? There it is. All right, so the runs today have been interesting, to say the least. We had a lot of glitches. We had a lot of fun figuring this back out. I legitimately couldn't even remember where some of the stuff was. That's how long it had been since we did a run. But I feel like we made some decent progress, and I think the runs are going to get better. Let's see here. I'm just fixing one thing on the computer real quick, and then we'll go ahead and fire up another run. Okay. We'll see if that's any better. Let me reset the splits. No, I don't want to update them. All right, let's go ahead and try this one more time here. All right, here we go. Oh, my RNG. I almost forgot to nuke my RNG. Okay, here we go. Are we good? Are we good? Oh yeah, no, we're not done yet. I wanted to fix something really quick. Give me just a second here. Oh no. I gotta redo it. Shit. I chose the wrong scene, so it was all zoomed in. My bad. Let me just reset that real quick. Oops. Okay, here we go. Now this will look appropriate. instead of janky as hell. Let's hope we can get a better clock too, huh? Been getting some really shitty clocks. Alright, there we go. There we go. Running, running, running. And we are off. Big time. Let's see what we can get here. Now, I don't know if we're going to do another dog ending. Honestly, the any percent and the dog ending are really close in terms of the path that you do to complete the run. In fact, you don't have to decide whether you're doing the dog ending or any percent until you pick up the wrench. As soon as you pick up that wrench, and when Silent Hill is in nighttime, you got to make the decision if you're going to make that turn and pick up the dog key, or if you're just going to go straight down. And it leaves the run open for, you know, possibilities. Like which run are you working more towards to get your time on? My dog percent is, I feel, a little bit worse than my any percent. So usually when my any percent starts to fall, I'll just pick up the dog key and go for that. But we did just see the dog ending, so maybe we can get lucky and have a better run and do the what's it called, the any percent ending. You know, I suppose it's been a while, especially since it literally has been a while since my last time doing this game. I haven't really talked up like what the hell's going on in this game in terms of the speed run. So I imagine most people have seen Silent Hill 2 speedruns before, if you're here watching this one. But on the off chance you're not, or you haven't seen the PC version of it, let me tell you what the hell's going on here. So, you can see at the bottom of the game, it says game saved. This is factual because I am spamming the ever-loving hell out of the game save button, specifically the quick save button. This game, like many PC games, offer a quick save option, and you can go ahead and trigger that at any point in this game. Now this game, for whatever reason, when they coded the quick save, they also made it refill your stamina. So every time I hit quick save, our stamina goes back up to max, and while we have no visible stamina bar, you would see James start to slow down, and it would drastically make you move a lot slower and affect the run. But you can also see some text on the screen. Now there's points in the game, one of them we're coming up to here in just a moment, to where the game may try to trigger a cutscene or have a barrier that it won't let you move past. But if you see that blood right there, and then look at this payphone right there, when I approach the blood, in normal circumstances, it would trigger a cutscene, causing us to see the first monster. It would want us to follow that blood trail and get the weapon and get the radio and stuff we just don't care about during a speedrun. So we can do something in this game called text storage, where we look at something that generates a message. In this case, it was the door that we came through. It prompted us with "there's no reason to go back." I spam quick save just as the message comes up and keep spamming it, and it holds that text on the screen. And with that text on the screen, it actually prevents the game from loading many new things into the game. It prevents the barriers from working, so you can go like out of bounds like you saw previously in the hotel. It prevents cutscenes from triggering, so you can just walk right past them. It'll even stop monsters from loading. So having that on the screen, we use that in a couple different places. We've already used it twice so far in this run, and we will definitely use it again. Now, luckily with the stamina thing, we don't have to use the quick save indoors. You may see me... Shit. You may see me do it a couple times inside, but that's just out of force of habit. So, I overshot the staircase there. Talking about the game mechanics. There we go, at least we got the light. You may see me do it like right here, I'll do it here. It doesn't do anything. It's just force a habit from spamming it every single moment I'm outside. There are some instances, though, we will use it inside, and you'll see me use it in just a moment here. Let's see. I'll use escape when we come up here to exit out of the cutscene, but that's just kind of like normal mechanics. Alright, so when I go down here into the second floor, it's gonna play a sound of a scream, and James is gonna look around, but if we hit it right before we hear that, he only hesitates for a second. However, it actually breaks the game in this instance, and I have to toggle the walk-run button. See Pyramid Head all of a sudden light up red back there as he did. And then the game is fine. If I don't toggle the walk-run button, though, right then, the game would be in a locked state, and I couldn't do anything. I can't open the door, I can't do anything meaningful. I might be able to load a quick save, but other than that, nothing. Speedrun does kind of break the game a little bit, playing it. Is probably why every once in a while you'll see it freeze or do things that it shouldn't be doing. Now granted, my version does that a little bit more than it should because I think Windows messed up my install. But even normally you can still run into that stuff. What was that, like 212? 213, 212, something like that. It's pretty bad. I'm not going to reset though. Pretty bad. I think it was like 213. Yeah, the reason that clock is such a reset point, and you can kind of see it there, is just the amount of time it takes for that clock to go all the way around. Getting like, it's either like a 1056 or an 1156 is really, really good. Shit. Because it just doesn't take long to get to 9 o'clock, and the solution is always 9:10. The further off you are from that, it just wastes the run. If this was a point to where I was trying to be like ultra competitive right now and be like, oh, this could be the record run, this could be it, I would have reset 100%. That would have been way too much time lost to care about continuing the run. But that being said, I got all sorts of time save I can get, so even though we did get like 213 right there, there's so many areas in this game that I can still make up time that in the grand scheme of things, I could still PB off this. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Your new camo? I know you've never been here before. Ever. I don't even know how I know your name. But how have you been doing, Camo? How's the family? Cameo Gecko. You're on that website. Oh, man. Alright, here we go. Drop into the pool. There we go, there we go, there we go. Is my bot not working? I think it's just follow. I think it's just exclamation point follow. It should be working though. I made sure it was up before I started stream. Stupid bot. Do exclamation point CMD. Or commands. Why don't I have follow on there? Oh, followed. There it is. James, don't get stuck. I'll make you reach in that toilet. That... What? Okay, I'll figure that out later. I don't know what the fuck it's talking about. My bot's broken as shit right now, apparently. Stupid Twitch API. I blame Streamlabs for this shit. It's not Streamlabs messing... Oh shit, James. Dick. What the fuck, dude? Damn, man. What an asshole. Can't believe that happened. So some stuff works and some stuff doesn't, man. Fucking Twitch. Twitch and Streamlabs messing me up. If it's not Streamlabs messing up my stream, it's Elgato messing up my stream. I remember when I first started streaming, I used Streamlabs OBS. That was a big dumpster fire of an application. I mean, it was fine for a little while. And then it was just like everything just kept breaking on it. James, what the fuck, dude? I hate him so much. Okay, 212. It's 212. He gets into it with that chainsaw. Bitch. Twitch and all of its shenanigans. The website that barely functions. You know, you'd think with how much money Twitch makes, like, every hour, if we're going to be serious about it. Like every second. You think they'd invest a bit more into the platform. I feel like Twitch takes Microsoft's approach to things of like, well, it doesn't need to be updated because it works okay-ish right now. It kind of works, so we'll just leave it alone. Oh well. I know Twitch is working on some actually meaningful updates that we probably won't see to the end of the year. So that'll be cool when that finally happens. Like AV1 support and possibly an increase up to 10 megabits per second. Like, that'll make things look a lot better. The games will look way, way better than they do now. But who knows when they're actually going to roll that out. I know some people are already in like early testing for it.
What's your name? Mary?
What is your name? Pizza? I remember when Amazon bought Twitch, it was like immediate. They were like, we're not making enough money. It's like, you've owned the company for like 5 minutes. What do you mean? Like, how are you already judging things? Like, you haven't even had a quarterly earnings report or anything. You're just like, this sucks. Let's inject ads. It's like, why? Oh, James. We need more ads. I don't know, Twitch is weird. We will see, though. What are we looking at right now? 36? Mustache itch. The dreaded speedrunner mustache. I can't even talk anymore. Mustache itch. Alright, here we go. Could have been a little snappier. You know what's going to be funny? Like, if Twitch starts running ads showing the Silent Hill 2 trailer. Like, for the movie, I mean. When that finally gets close to being released. And then we'll be speed running it, but then the trailer for it will also be happening at the same time. For people, you know, who don't currently have a sub. It'll be like Silent Hill Inception. Silentception. Nope. What if in the Silent Hill movie, the Silent Hill 2 movie, they make the guy run all wobbly like James runs? Look, you gotta watch how James runs in this game, and you gotta mimic this. Like, just don't even take it seriously at all, just... It's a big meme movie. Look, when you pick up this needle out of this locker, you have to shove it in your finger to pick it up. Alright, 1647. One, 6, 4, 7. What? 7, 5. Damn it. I was looking at the other code. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Shit, I'm too over. Yeah, I knew it. Fuck. Well, that sucks. Alright, come on, James, hurry it up. Well, yeah, they never promoted Twitch Turbo forever. Like, I think people's big response to it was like, oh, it still exists? James? He was looking at it all the way down, and then as soon as I aimed at it, he stopped looking at it. James is a buffoon. I mean, Twitch Turbo is okay. Like, if you watch a lot of Twitch, it stops the ads, which is nice. But you gotta watch, like, a lot of Twitch. Versus, like, just subbing to probably, like, the couple people on average people watch. Because that one thing, it's like, I think it's still like $10 for the Turbo, but that's also like 2 subs. So it's like trying to weigh the pros and cons of that one are a little rough. All right, here you go. To the elevator. $20? Really? Seriously? I wonder what it is here. Maybe it's gone up in price. Maybe it's no longer 10. $12, so it went up like $2. I guess. Hey, look, everybody, we rose the price. Don't you want to buy it even more now? Oh, James, I hate you. You didn't open the door. I started moving as if I was here, and he didn't open the door. Like a jerk. Alright, let's go. I got too used to having turbo. Had it for a couple years now. Turbo. Hey Drac, you take it easy. You have a good rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out in the sub. I appreciate that. Crunchyroll. Holy shit. Did you guys see that Funimation is going away? They've merged with Crunchyroll. And now it's just going to only be Crunchyroll. But that Crunchyroll is also going to cost twice as much. So it's going to be the same as if you were paying for both. You're just going to be paying that price on one platform now. It's stupid. Like, I liked Funimation more than I liked Crunchyroll. Just because, like, Crunchyroll seemed like it was definitely more about subs, and Funimation was more about dubs. So, like, just, you know, putting Funimation on in the background, you could hear everything. Like, you didn't necessarily have to, like, watch the screen the entire time like you do with stuff that's subbed. It was great. But now, like, they're gonna make you pay more to essentially watch the same shit you've been watching if you were mostly a Funimation watcher, so it's kind of a bummer. They are going to get rid of shows even if you paid for them, yeah. Anything from Funimation. But it's... The way that I understood it was, if you bought the Funimation DVDs, that they came with digital versions of it as well, and that's what's going away. Not so much that, like, you specifically bought a digital version of something, as much as you bought the physical and got digital for free, but that's going away. I mean, it still sucks either way, like, I'm not trying to defend them. I'd be more pissed if it was stuff like I went out of my way and bought, like what Sony did, tried to do with Discovery, like you actually went out of your way and bought digital only content, and then they're like, sorry, gone now. I can't see James. I didn't even care. I couldn't even see where he was. James, no! I hate him. It's so dark. I feel like my screen brightness is really low. Like, yeah, you guys can't even see this shit. I just realized how dark it was for you guys. What the hell? Why is it so dark? It wasn't like this the last time we played. Like the last run. At least I don't think it was. I don't remember it being this damn dark. Here, when I get to a point, because this, when you're in the save menu or the pause menu, it doesn't affect the actual run. I'm gonna see. Oh, fuck you, James. I'm gonna see if I can adjust that really quick, because this is ridiculous. What the hell? Why is it so dark? Here. Oops, that's not the right menu. That is. No, not screen position. It is up. So none of that went to the counter, but yeah, it is up all the way. Why is it so damn dark? I don't like this. Here, I'm gonna do something because this is stupid. Again, this is only affecting the split time. This isn't affecting the run time because I paused it. It's just gonna look a little weird. Because this looks really bad. And then why did that move over? Jeez, that was a bunch of like, holy crap, huh? Hold on, Elgato's doing more stupid shit. Turn it off. Turn it on. Why is it skipping on Elgato now? You see that, right? I know you guys do. Okay, it looks like it just smoothed out. Oh, I hate my capture card so much. I hate it. He's not picking up the dog key. Why aren't you picking up the dog key? The run was rough. I was gonna do that. Like, are we locked? Please don't tell me the game crashed on us. Like, granted, it looks like it's still running, but we'll see in just a second here. Jesus. Yeah, it looked like I was playing on 30. Yeah, the game, it's frozen. I can't do anything. I guess it wasn't meant to be today. because this is stupid. I'm so bummed out. Well, if anything, we can go off the fact that it did look a little bit better this run than it had previously. So that's, you know, something. It also was a little bit quicker in a couple areas, but we definitely have a lot of derusting that we still have to do. With the little improvements we made here and there, I know we can get there. It's just a matter of repetition. We just gotta keep at it over and over and over and over again. That whole spending more time in the background versus actually streaming is insanely accurate. Wait, how do you mean? But yeah, let me reset those splits because those splits are just horrendous right now. But yeah, which is creepier, 2 or 3? I don't know. 3 is really good. Like 3's got some areas with insane atmosphere. I think 2 is an overall better story, but I think 3 might be creepier, honestly. 3 was really good. But yeah, I don't know why the it still looks dark to me over here for you guys. I'm gonna have to figure that out before we do another one of these and see why it's so dark all of a sudden. I imagine that's a glitch because I don't think it was like that for you guys earlier, unless it was, and then holy shit. That's pretty horrible. 1001 computer issues. But it could be worse. We at least got to finish a run, which is something special, before it janked out on us. And we did make some improvements on the time. So we're going to keep at it. We may come back to this next Sunday to do some more, depending on a couple things, but I kind of would like to get better on that and polish it up and get to some really good runs. I know the last time we were doing this months ago, before, I forget which game came out, I was actually on pace with my PB, getting really close to a new one. And then a new game came out and I was like, oh, we got to play the new game. And just kind of threw it away. But we'll see. But on that note, we are going to do a raid right now, so don't go anywhere just yet. Let me see who's on so I can get you on over to somebody doing some cool stuff. Let's see, who is online right now? Oh, I know. We haven't had a chance to raid them in a while. They're usually not on when I end stream. Oh, and as I say that, they're literally ending stream as I switched on over. So never mind. Never mind. Let's go raid. Let's go raid Bach. Good old Bach Basoup. He is a great streamer. Super nice guy. Absolutely deserves one of your follows. So give him that good old follow when you get over there. You will not be disappointed. Other than that, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I really appreciate it, man. This stream was crazy today. The amount of support you guys gave, going over these runs, the raids. Like, this shit was awesome. Hopefully I'll see you all back next Sunday. I will be back doing maybe more speedruns, but we will see. I'll keep you guys in the loop. If you want to get any updates on stream, please follow on Twitter, X, or Discord. I recommend Discord more because then you get a couple more updates every now and then than Twitter does, along with other posts. You get to be a part of the community, hang out with everybody, post whatever, random thing in there, and I find it much better than X has become. So definitely check it out, though I do post my go live on both. But other than that, I hope you guys have a really good rest of your day. Have a great week. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you all next time. Later, everyone.